What's going on, guys? John and Vito here from Build Better Productions, and today we're going to talk about versus IPs.
Oh, that's it?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
I might put a little jig in it.
I mean, all right, let's do it with a jig.
What?
No, do it again with a jig.
No, like cut to a jig.
Oh.
Insert jig here. So, versus is going to be getting a couple new IPs that the people who know what they are pretty excited about, apparently. And everyone, well, not everyone, but we here at our group have been kind of speculating and trying to be like, what if it's this? What if it's this? Because we're real excited about getting some new IPs, because that's always fun, right? Because we've got Alien so far.
Yep.
We're going to get Predator.
Yep.
And hopefully, because when I went to Origins, they have Buffy Legendary coming out at Gen Con.
Mm-hmm.
And so a Buffy versus set would be rad, and it would totally fit like the theme, right?
Oh, easily.
So, yeah, I honestly, I have a couple ideas of like this would be cool, but I have no idea like legitimately like what could it be, like, you know, like because they kind of pulled some crazy IPs in the past.
Oh yeah, they have access to like, so Legendary, their I guess flagship game at Upper Deck right now. They had the Buffy one coming out this year. They had the Predator battles. They had the Alien battles. We've already seen Alien. We're about to see Predator. But they had Firefly. They have They have the rights to like Big Trouble in Little China.
Yep.
Which would probably work pretty well in the Versus system. I don't know anything about it, but I'm super in on it.
Right. They also have The Crow.
I don't know what The Crow is.
The Crow is a movie, and Walter would probably stab you for not knowing what it is.
I think I've seen The Crow,
Yeah.
actually. Now that
Random
I think
fact about The Crow, it inspired Sting from WCW when he changed his face paint over to the black and white.
Okay.
It was inspired by The Crow.
Wow. That's
So I'm full of wrestling knowledge.
right. So anyway, yeah, I would love to see a possible Firefly adaptation or Crow adaptation would be cool.
Right. So you say that, but you don't know what Crow is.
I don't.
So I came up with a few questions, and I thought it'd be fun to kind of go through them.
Mm-hmm.
The first of which would be, what IP would you want to bring to Versus that you could see realistically us getting?
Okay. So I've changed this a couple times, and I've thought about it, and I honestly don't remember the last thing I said.
Okay.
But I really...
Well, it doesn't matter the last thing you said.
Well, yeah.
It matters here and now.
Here and now, what do I see that we could possibly get? I want to see more comic books outside of Marvel Universe. I'm not saying DC right away, because it's a long shot, but I am saying like Dark Horse, Spawn, really anything. Like, comic books lend itself so well to this game, and all the art in this game so far is comic book art.
Right.
So,
because even Alien and Predator are comic books.
So I would love to see that sort of thing. I'm kind of probably out on an Archie versus or like Garfield.
I don't know, man.
But like Family Circus versus would be the sweetest.
So that's your realistic?
No, my realistic is just like Dark Horse, probably.
Oh, Dark
Hellboy.
Horse. Dark Horse properties.
Yeah.
Okay. My personal realistic one is when you think about Marvel, and like, because the idea of getting the new IPs is to branch out to other audiences.
Yeah.
But like, in the video game world, the best Marvel game is Marvel vs. Capcom.
Okay, that's a bold statement.
It is.
Okay.
It's not a bold statement. It's truth.
Okay.
So you can't take all the Capcom, but before the predecessor to Marvel vs. Capcom was an arcade game called I think it was called X-Men versus Street Fighter. Mm-hmm. And so like getting the Street Fighter IP would be awesome, and it would fit right into the game because you have good characters, you have evil characters, they all have decent backstories enough that you could make flavorful cards, because this game is so much about flavor that it's ridiculous, right? And
it's also been, I don't know about successful, but it's also been a comic book. Like there's been a few Street Fighter comic books. So if they were able to get a hold of those people and pull the art, that's an easy sell.
And the Street Fighter roster now is just massive. With Super Street Fighter 5, it's just ridiculous. So that's my personal one that I'm like, that would be awesome because that would get people who play those kind of games to be like, I can do that in this game. Basically, I can bring my Ryu deck and go beat down an Iron Man.
Yeah, Hadouken Iron Man right into the ground.
Easy.
Right? So we also mentioned. I mean, I said I was kind of out on like a Family Circus. Well, I mean, I was in on Family Circus, but what would be an IP that, possible or not, you'd just be out on? Like, no freaking way.
One that I'd be out on, no way, is anything in the cartoon realm. Because while there are some cartoons that it would work with, that would be really cool, it opens the doors for the cartoons that kind of fit, but wouldn't be fun to play, right? So like you could do like a Ninja Turtles one.
Oh, yeah.
You go, that actually would be
dope.
sweet. As long as you kept it like comic book themed and not like the cartoon theme, which I was a huge fan of the cartoon growing up. But like that opens the door for some other cartoons that don't necessarily wouldn't feel right bringing into this universe.
I mean, like Adventure Time has done literally everything, every IP. Like there's a Munchkin Adventure Time. I don't know that Adventure Time would fit in
it would just feel silly because like that show is more like there is like some serious tones at some points, but like it's more silly than like we're going to have this, like the idea versus is having these massive battles, like these dream fights, right?
You could floop the pig though.
See, no,
I want to be the guy, man.
So okay, what about you?
Oh, me? So I'm out. It's in the same thought as that. I don't want to see characters that don't belong in that medium. So Super Smash Brothers, Mario and Sonic and Mr. Game and Play can all fight. Game and Watch can all fight each other. I don't feel like that would transition well into the Versus world. I don't want to see a Nintendo set or a PlayStation set. I never want to see Sonic fighting Iron Man.
I mean, that's fair.
It's not what I'm into.
So,
now, I mean, you did mention Street Fighter, and I'm not saying that all video games don't lend themselves to this, but I don't want to go into the realm of like Master Chief and Dom from Gears of War. Like, I don't want to see these players fighting superheroes because they're just guys, they're just humans.
I mean, some of them would work.
Yeah.
But like it's the same concept. I feel like we're on the same page as far as like the idea that like this one would be cool, but then like if that's successful, it opens up to like, well, that one worked, let's do this one, and then that one's just like, I feel like this doesn't fit as well, right? So, all right. So last question is, what is an IP that you would like to have in the game that you know realistically never gonna happen?
Like a specific IP?
Yeah.
I'd be down for like a Lord of the Rings sort of feel, or more realistically, well, it's not realistic, Star Wars. I want a big set. I want it to be Sith, Jedi, the Gungans, and the Clone Army. I want like, all right, no, screw the last two. Obviously, Sith, Jedi, Empire, Rebellion.
Okay.
But that'd be so cool. I would like that fits so well because it has what I think really makes this game is the lore behind it. You can immediately play like a Luke Skywalker deck and make it so lore filled that like it feels like a Luke Skywalker deck. Okay. It was like the DBZ card game from way back. The decks that featured those main characters felt so like them.
Right.
And that's what I really like about some of the superpowers in this game. Like those decks feel very them. Like Captain America, it's all about team attacks. It's a very them deck, and I feel like Star Wars would really fit well.
Okay.
But
kind of cool.
Star Wars is owned by Disney, and
that'd be a whole lot of money.
Like Mickey just has a death grip on everything.
I mean, to be fair though, they also have Marvel.
True.
And we already use Marvel.
True.
So I mean, I don't know all the logistics of like legally how all that stuff works, but I can imagine.
There's also plenty of Star Wars comic books, so I mean the art's there.
Yeah, that's very true.
What about you though?
Well, mine's pretty easy choice for me because there's a anime that's hit its 25-year mark this year.
God, that's so long.
Yeah, it's Yu Hakusho. That's my favorite show ever, and you know this obviously. Yeah. I watch it at least one time a year. It's four major story arcs.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it would fit into the game really well. Like if I ever got into like making fan sets again, like this would be the one that I would make.
Okay.
Like that would, because like I know so much about the characters. There's so many characters that you could fill in those little support slots that aren't necessarily like your big name guys in the show, but they still have enough depth that you can add flavor to their card.
Yeah.
And then the main guys, like it just is very cut and dry. Because like I said, 4 major story arcs, so you have 4 big bads throughout the show. That could be your like villain team MCs, and then like the good guys, they have 4 main characters. That would be your main characters in the game for your spirit detective side. So
yeah. Yeah, that probably fits really well, and I mean it fits the lore. There's a lot going on in that show at all times. So
yes, definitely. So that would be mine. So yeah, I think that covers all of our stuff for today. Do you have anything? Do you want to any closing thoughts?
Well, what do you guys think of IPs? Like, if you same 3 questions, a likely IP that we could get that maybe we didn't think about, an IP that you would never want to see ever, and no holds bar, anything goes. What do you want to see added to this game?
Your pipe dream IP.
Dream. Freaking League of Legends, Heroes of the Storm. You can do whatever you want.
Yeah,
Heroes of the Storm would actually be pretty cool. I mean, like
it would just be like, I don't know.
Hearthstone. You like Hearthstone?
I'm out. So yeah, thanks for watching today. Be sure to let us know what you guys think, and we will see you next time.
First of all, I'd have taken Natalie Portman as Cable in Deadpool 2. I think it would have worked so well.
By the way, I don't know what that button's for, but it's still recording.